Hi, everyone, and welcome to our virtual Second Sundays. I'm Morgan Wells, curator of education here at the Tucson Museum of Art, and today we're going to do paper cut collages. Here's my example. This is kind of what we're going to be creating today, and it's inspired by Henri Matisse, who you'll hear about in my story time. And so we're going to create something inspired by his work. So what you're going to need for this craft is a pair of scissors, a glue stick or regular Elmer's glue, and then construction paper. Very easy, straightforward, in all different colors. So I have a stack here, and actually I'm going to be using scraps that I've used already to create my other project, to create this project. So if you have scraps laying around, it's a great way to recycle, or brand new stuff is just as great too. Anyway, so this piece I cut in half, so you can do that and create a smaller picture, or you can use your piece of paper whole like this. I'm just going to leave it whole. And I've already pre-cut some of these shapes that I'm going to be using today. But I'm also going to show you how to cut some as well. So what we're going to do, I did two types of shapes. I used geometric shapes. So those are your kind of, your regular shapes like squares, rectangles, circles, triangles, those kinds of things. And then organic shapes. Organic shapes are not necessarily defined that way. They're shapes you find in nature. So like flowers, clouds, those kinds of things, they're organic. And so you can kind of make up your shapes too. They don't have to be anything specific. It can be a squiggly line. It can be a zigzag. I have a zigzag here. I have a squiggly too. Or little flowers like this. Here's my squiggly. So you can do whatever you like in any color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by using this yellow sheet of paper, and I'm going to cut a rectangle. And what I kind of like to do is use those kind of rectangles and circles and squares as kind of my base. So it's my first thing. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. What you could do also is cut out all your shapes and lay them down before you glue them, or kind of glue them and kind of see what happens as you go. So kind of like an accident in a sense. So you can be very organized and planned in your creation, or you can kind of see what happens. Keep cutting shapes and adding to it and feeling like you need different colors, or, I put a yellow, so maybe a blue might look great to it, next to it, or whatever that might look like. So I've started to glue, so I'm also going to take another sheet of paper. I'm going to use my purple here, and I'm going to do an organic shape. And I'm going to do kind of like a leaf-like pattern. So like so. Like that. I'm going to go ahead and glue it on my sheet of paper. And then after that, I'm going to start using the shapes that I pre-cut before the video to create some more stuff. So I'm going to use my circle, and I'm going to layer them on top of each other. So I'm collaging them to create my image. So layering them on top of each other, and just kind of growing it and seeing what happens. And if you find that your glue stick isn't sticking so well, you can use regular white glue, like I said earlier, or just kind of reapply as needed. So like if you need to glue down a section again, go ahead and do so, because sometimes glue sticks can be a little temperamental. So as you can see, here's my so far. And you can use a certain color palette. So, say you like cool colors, you can use just cool colors. Say you like warm colors, you can just use warm colors. So really, you can use your creativity as much as you like, and whatever you feel might look nice. There's no rules, basically. So just have fun. That's really the whole point of this activity. And as you see, I'm not planning anything. I'm literally just kind of adding glue and placing it where I think it might look nice. And I'll show you my final piece here in just a few minutes. So you can get real abstract with it, or, you know, create a garden of flowers, or really anything. All right, I think, let's see how mine turned out. So there you go. So I kind of just had these shapes cut out. I had no plan. I just kind of glued and placed it as I went. This one I kind of laid out before I glued, so I had a little bit more thought and plan to it. But other than that, very sporadic. I didn't have any kind of plan. I just kind of cut shapes that I thought might look pretty, and try to do kind of an even amount of geometric shapes and organic shapes. And then this is what it turned out. So here are my cut paper collages. I hope you join and make one at home and share it with us on our social media. And hopefully you enjoyed this activity. And I look forward to seeing you in person very soon. And I hope you all are staying safe out there. Thanks.